And this is the special surprise that we have for this conduit today and for all of you. You will be talking to one of these specialists today. We will now take a moment to adjust the frequency as you will be talking to a future version of this conduit approximately 1,200 years from your future. Allow us a moment now as we calibrate this energy, and we will introduce this being to you. One moment, please. We want to thank you for this transmission. You can refer to me just as a code name that you can refer to as Randall, R-A-N-D-A-L-L. As Adronis, the instrument that has worked together in this communication has shared with you that I do exist within 1,200 years within your future. You would understand me as what you would know as a hybridized human being. That we have very similar characteristics to the human being itself. You may understand that there's a little bit more different qualities of ourselves. That our brains, in that sense, have been a little bit more rewired, reconstructed in that particular way, just in kind of a funny way. We've gone through a lot of different forms of augmentations. And that we are hybridized not only with what you would know as the beings known as the Greys, but other particular beings as well, the hybrids themselves. So what you could also say is hybrids of hybrids. And that this represents the idea of the new dawn of humanity itself. We wanted to come here today of this time. As you know, we know humans are still living linearly in this time. Just to let you guys know, a lot is going to change on your planet. A lot. And there's going to be a lot of shakeups. All right? I just want you guys to know that right now. There's going to be some shakeups on your planet, but it's not anything severe. It is not going to cause a massive form of life. A massive form of, I guess you could say, rather, lack of life. Losing of life. That's the key. Apologies for a moment. We're just still calibrating with this conduit. Still very new to our frequency. So just give us a moment. Now, we are coming to you in this form of transmission from the earth that we exist in, approximately 1,200 years. So basically what you would know as the form of, in that sense, the 33rd century. Again, we're existing on a planet that's so beautiful. An earth that really you probably wouldn't even recognize because there's been so much changes. There's actually, in that sense, less landmass on the earth from where we exist in right now. Basically see that your North American continent is a little bit smaller, but again, still habitable. There's a lot of bases underground the earth, underground with the earth that we live in. We also live on other planets at this time as well. And that we have come here and shared our knowledge because humanity requires assistance. The ancestors of our past are going through quite an uproar, and that we have come here to share in the assistance that you require. But again, we are very familiar with your time stream. We are very familiar with what you're all going through at this time. And we want to let you know that this will not be for much longer. That a lot of your political arena is in such a shakeup. It's completely being remodeled. It's like going through a factory and just seeing everything being melted down and everything being built up again. No need to worry about that. Don't worry so much about politics. It's not important. Politics have never changed your worlds, my friends. Nope. Never have. Never will. You have all changed your world. You've all done it. And this is the power that you're starting to come through, because there's going to be some more ugly stuff coming your way, and it's going to make many of you more and more upset. It's going to make many of you feel, what is going on here? I'm getting tired of this. I want change. Well, I'm going to become the goddamn change. And that is exactly why you're here, as Adronis has talked to you all about. And we want to thank Adronis for sharing all this information throughout all the years that this conduit has done, because I too am a future version of Brad. Well, what type of duties do I perform? Working very similar in the type of context that you would understand right now, but on a much more advanced level technologically, consciously as well too. I am able to fundamentally shift my vibration, taking my astro-ethereal body from my physical body and basically being able to implant it into other versions of my soul, such as this conduit right now. So again, he's still just adjusting to our energy, and that's fine. But again, I just wanted to come here today, and I wanted to share this information with you. You're not losing your individuality by moving into a fourth density planet. You're not thinking that it's all rainbows and whiskers on kittens, as this conduit has talked about before, that as you move into fourth density, you're still going to have challenges, okay? You're still going to have challenges. You're still going to be having to make decisions. But it's going to be a much more lighter Earth. An Earth that's a lot more lighter, where you actually have friends and unity and connections that are just so happy to help you out. They can't wait to work with you. There's so many people that just come together just through a thought, and people will emerge. And innovations beyond anything you can imagine right now are being propagated so quickly. And we are working a lot more with advanced holographic technology. That the idea of what you would know as common buildings or common homes in that sense really aren't a part of this new Earth. You could even understand that the human being that you know right now really doesn't even exist on the Earth at this time. It's really all just hybrids, just different offshoots of your own expressions of genetics. And that's really what's on your planet in the times of the 33rd century. We could basically say that, in estimation, we would come to you at this time between what you would know as the 3250s, 3,250s, around there, in the form of your trajectory. And we really have lost track more so of the linear time. We basically have to play with your calendars, because the calendars that you work with in this century really do not work in our century. So basically this is where there's a bit of challenges as it relates to giving you a time frame about where we come from, while attempting to use a lot of these archaic calendars, because they suck ass, really. Forgive us for being blunt, but they really suck ass. You really do not need those kind of calendars. They're garbage. So we work together more so through trajectories. We work together more so with triangulation of space and time imprints, with sequences as it relates to events, with time streams. That's what we work with more. And then I'm not here alone. We have a whole team here. A whole team that is all about sharing. That we have volunteered ourselves to come here. We are not exactly the quote-unquote particular beings that Adronis has talked about new beings coming upon your star system and sharing all of this information with you that is really helping you. We've been in the game for a while now. But we're just one of these particular liaisons that have worked together with other alliances. And we're basically educating many of your different forms of members existing in the cosmos and letting them know exactly what's happening. But my goodness, you humans are in for such a great time. This is really a thrill ride. You have to see it kind of like a super fun slide, right? It's like you're sliding down this really fast tube, and it almost looks like you're going to fall off, but you're not. You're still there. And it's still sliding down. Oh my goodness, you may have fallen off there, but you didn't. You're still holding on to this tube, but it's going to be really, really intense. So as Adronis has told you, all you really have to do is just be yourself. Be your authentic self. Don't worry. For God's sakes, don't worry so much about what is happening upon your planet right now as it relates to politics, as it relates to money. All that stupid crap doesn't matter. It's going down the drain. Just let the systems in that sense reorder themselves as they need to. Don't concern about it so much. It's not your job. It's not your responsibility. It's the collective engine. The engine does these things. And everyone that is heavily associated with those particular types of industries will work together where the engine wants to take them. So that's the whole idea. Just put it aside. Don't worry about it. Work on yourself. That's the most important thing for you to do right now. Show your families how much you love them. Show your neighbors how much you love them. Show how much you love yourself. And that's what you're here to do. So I'm going to go ahead now and conclude this transmission with all of you today. I want to thank you all for your attention and for your sharing and even for your love as well. I send it back to you. Once again, code name is Randall. Thank you very much. And we now return to Adronis. Just a sec. We are here, and we thank you very much for the interaction as it relates to the entity known as Randall.